That's accurate. We've been friends for about 4 years. Our husbands went to Alabama A&M together. I'm kind of like the last one out of the 6 to kind of merge my way in. But that's how we met. We just started hanging out as friends.
Well, we didn't think about our marriage not making it because of the reality TV show. We have a solid foundation. My husband and I have been together, been married for 12 years, 10 years, newlywed. So we're just ourselves. Like, we talk about it on TV. What you see is truly the conversations that we have at home without the cameras being there. So we was like, there's couples out here that can relate to what we're going through. And if they can see that, hey, they can go through this and they can survive it, so can we. So.
Okay, go ahead. Question.
Yes, Terry Shropshire, Rolling Out Magazine, and I wanted to know if you could just tell us about each one of your personalities and dispositions, and so we can get to know you a little bit better, so as we continue to watch the show, you know what I'm saying, we can get more familiarized with you.
Well, like Kimmy said, I've always been a little bit extra, okay? That's just my personality, though. I've always been that way. I've been, doing acting and different things since I was little, performing, singing, playing piano. So I've always kind of been just a little extra with everything.
At least you admit it.
Yeah.
That's all we strive for.
But definitely very strong businesswoman. I'm in a male-dominated industry, construction, so that causes me a lot of times to have to be a certain way. I mean, my husband and I have been running our company solely for 10 years now. So I've been working mostly around males for a very long time. So very strong personality, very direct. You never have to wonder if I like you or not. You'll know, because if I like you, I fool with you, and if I don't, I don't. Right. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Next.
And I'm Letitia Scott. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 5 years. I'm now getting into commercial real estate development. I'm more of the get-along type of person. I feel like God is my rock, and whenever we're having issues, I try to let's figure out a way we can resolve this and not have to tear each other down. So, yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
So, I'm Kimmy, and
Hey, Kimmy, how you doing?
how you doing? I am probably the one with the least amount of filter. Jesus just didn't make my filter that big. So you kind of get what you see every day. I'm not that kind that'll say something to you behind your back that I won't say to you. So if you hear it in the street, I probably said it. Just come holler at me and we'll talk about it and get it over with. But I was raised by a single parent, and for most of my son's life, I was a single parent. So for me, I'm extremely independent. And my mother raised me to believe there's nothing you can't do as an African American female. So it's been an alteration for me being in a relationship where you have a head of the household and you have somebody that you gotta kind of change that a little bit for and kind of be in a relationship and you're not in it by yourself.
People associate being submissive to being weak. And I'm like, no, I'm not weak. It to me is me being strong because I have an MBA in finance. So at the time when I had my first child, my husband and I, we had to sit down and have that discussion. You're great at being a mom. I'm great at providing. And I'm a hard worker. So you stay home with the kids. I'll go out here and take control of the business and and do well in that sense. So it's like I'm respecting him as the leader of my house. I'm very emotional. So when he said that, like I said, we have a real conversation. These are the conversations we actually had at our home. I'm like, babe, I'm ready to, get back out here in the field, start back doing things. He's like, babe, you're the owner of this company. You don't need to be out there selling real estate, selling homes, when you're the owner of the company.
For me, things I love to do, I'm an advocate for massage therapy. That's the one time when I feel like my mind and my body all slows down at the same time, and I'm able to kind of regroup, right? So I'm a big advocate for massage therapy, and also I'm a big advocate for just getaways sometimes where you.
By trade, I'm a nurse.
Okay.
So I have always been extremely proactive in the vein of taking care of yourself. I agree with self-respective time as well. I think everybody needs their own personal time to get your mind right, because while everybody's taking out of your cup, somebody's got to put something back in your cup, to fill you up and keep you whole.
Well, I feel like going in, we all were just we are actually real friends.
Yeah, but at first we thought the show was gonna be strictly about real estate and about the combat group and what we plan on doing in the communities within residential, commercial, and real estate. So once they actually started filming us, I was like, man, this relationship, this marriage, like everybody can relate to this.
We know our
We
man.
know what we're dealing with.
We know our man, there's very few surprises.
Yes.
I would assume that anybody that's had to work their way into a blended family understands that there's gonna be lumps along the way. And being that he's 20 now, so, and we've been dating for 7 years. So he's gotten accustomed to some of the changes. And they're different because we have different perspectives on raising children. So there's some things that he may do that I don't think is that grave of an issue. But Maurice wants to, maybe ground him for 2 months, takes the car away or something. And so it takes some getting used to. Just in your opinion of how you raise children, especially when you have a differencing of opinion and you're trying to blend families. You're trying to blend babies' mamas and babies' daddies and all that kind of stuff, and people who don't want you to hit their kid and don't punish my child and don't talk to my kid that way. So it's always been a challenge, but Jalen loves Maurice. When it was just me and Jalen, I took great effort not to introduce him to a lot of people unless I knew that I was gonna be with that person for the long haul. When we broke up, and I told him that me and this person broke up, he said, I knew y'all wasn't gonna make it. When they start filming us, I'm chatty. And I say a lot of things without thinking them through sometimes. And to be honest, with cameras there, I really tried to kind of give the benefit of the doubt to the thought process, the way Jesus planned for it to happen. And so I try not to spit out everything that I'm thinking. I don't personally agree with respectful cheating. So for her to have an explanation behind it was a little baffling to me, because I don't think that there's a respectful way to cheat. I think cheating is cheating. And so at that moment, I was really trying not to out-talk her.
As the episodes play out, you guys get to see more of his
You
personality.
will love him.
So you get to know
He's a
him.
comedian.
Okay.
So all of us having really been friends, we know each other's
Very
personalities
well.
pretty
Yeah.
well. I don't think reality TV can mess up a friendship or mess up a marriage. I think it all matters on the foundation and what you were when you walked into it. So for us, I don't see reality TV messing up our friendship. You know what I mean?
But we're like sisters and we're like family.
Yeah.
So
we're
that
not
doesn't
close.
mean you don't have disagreements
Right.
and you don't have conversations.
Yeah.
And even on the show, part of the show is us trying to conflict resolution,
Right.
proper conflict resolution, without tossing tables up and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So don't even get it twisted. We have our disagreements. We're not always on the same page all the time.
No.
That's not reality. But as far as friends, we'll be friends.
Yeah, because even like working together, trying to create this business together, it's like you have 6 different people from, we each have our own personality, so we have to work together and figure it out. So yeah, we may go a week or 2 without talking, but like I can just call Mel or call Kim and it's like nothing happened.
And we
So,
want to be friends.
Yes.
We've said before we'd rather not do business if that's gonna
Exactly.
affect our friendship. So we would rather be friends than business partners if that's what it takes. Everybody has their own thing.
Yeah.
We just want y'all to see Alabama got some things
Got some
too.
things, so we've
Wow.
got
Some
NASA
things that you
and all of
overlook.
that.
And so we're
Yeah.
trying to bring your attention to
Alright,
the
such
things that
as?
you overlook.
Right.
Now, always be ready and always be rested up because this makes for some long days and some long nights.
It takes a lot of time.
It's a lot. It's a
Right.
lot in all of us, especially us who are working or owning
Right.
our own businesses
Yeah.
or whatever. Those businesses have to continue running. So when you're not on camera, you're trying to, okay, do I need to do payroll? All right,
Right.
did these contractors get this job done? Now somebody has an emergency on the job site. So you're still trying to juggle everything. So just be ready for long days and long nights.
have to
Right.
be very.
I will say that it's easier now. There were a lot of things we had to learn in the beginning. So as I mentioned earlier, because we're ex-educators turned entrepreneurs, we taught middle school for 3. I taught for 3 years. We taught for 2. And once we resigned and went together solely as business partners, there were a lot of things that we had to learn, especially like when do I take the boss hat off, because I'm at home now, so let me put the wife hat on, But now it's like I said, 10 years in, we've kind of learned, how to handle those things, what conversations need to be left at the workplace, what conversations right? And we went through that phase where romance can get lost because you're business, and it's
Like for me, like my husband, feel like he's a great leader, and he's like in the very beginning, he was like, listen, we have to the roles. It's all about the roles. You know, you have to know what your part is. So
We don't exactly, we work in tandem as opposed to together. Maurice runs his credit repair company, and I do real estate, so we kind of shuttle off a lot of our clients to each other, and that's best for us, in the same building also.
But just know he wants her on his team. I remember that conversation. He wants her. He knows she's smart and she's got it in him. I'll go first. We started out when we were teaching. We started a business, lawn care and cleaning services, and from there we would go clean after school on the weekends, mow lawns after school on the weekends, and so then we learned about this industry called property preservation from someone out in Texas, and we were like, oh, that sounds cool. So we started doing work for banks and for HUD on foreclosed properties, going in after people were, moved out and cleaning them up. Some of them very dirty and very bad condition, but just know your girl can do it all. So I was up in there cleaning all those dirty toilets where people had messed up the houses, getting it together. And so from there we started doing repairs and rehabs, and we do that.
my husband and I, the name of our business is Shoutout Industries. My husband's a commercial general contractor, and I am a commercial real estate developer.
Maurice owns his Credit One USA, which is a credit repair service. He's also in law school because he wants to couple consumer law with that for people who have been taken advantage of in that particular field. I sell real estate. By trade, I'm a registered nurse. I have my master's in administration. And I also am the co-owner of a catering company, K&K Cuisine.
For me, it's just being, to be quite frank and honest, being a black female in a white-dominated market and industry. Most of the conferences I go to, it's not many people that look like me that's there. It's mostly white males. So
Do you
I've
wear the
had to
blonde
work
hair?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is my look, girl.
Color is everything.
But I definitely had to prove, show why I need to be in the room, pretty much, and why you need me in the room.
Exactly what Mel just said. Same for me, because being a commercial real estate developer, you don't see many ladies that look my complexion, my age. You don't see that. So
I do residential real estate, and so I honestly don't get a bunch of flack other than being a minority because it's a primarily Caucasian female industry, in all honesty. That's real talk. I literally couldn't even fathom either one of their spouses. And I'm sure they couldn't fathom mine. Jesus placed us where we are in life to meet the people that we're supposed to meet. I'm with who I'm supposed to be with in my life. I probably would pass on Martell. I probably would maybe a half an afternoon with Marceau is hilarious. And when y'all get to see all of these episodes and meet Marceau for who he is,
we
you
ready to meet
understand-
Marceau right now for who he
Honey,
is.
I wish, because y'all would get over that so fast. He's a sweet, sweet guy.
Yeah, he gonna make y'all laugh y'all way out
He's
of
the
it.
class clown. You'll forget all about that stuff.
For me, what's so amazing is I actually started my motivational speaking campaign like 2 years ago. And so I get inboxed all the time, and I respond to everybody who writes me, and a lot of people want mentorship, and they want to know, how did you do it, and how can I do it? So for me, it's just really, I've said before when I was teaching, why was I teaching? What did I love about it? And what I know I loved is encouraging and being, an example to students to show you can come from a small town with one red light like I did, or, it doesn't matter the family you're born into, you can be successful. So now I feel like this is a bigger platform for me to continue to inspire and to encourage and mentor and show other women like, hey, you can do it also.
It's all about the combat group. Like, we really want to get people back involved in the communities. That we're developing a retail plaza right now because we're like, man, every time we go out to eat, we go spend money on the other side of town. We want to start spending money back in our communities where we live.
And this is likewise. Our platform is trying to reach as many people, if it's 1 or if it's 10. We want to reach as many people as we can to know that it can be done. So a lot of stuff that we do doesn't get on Facebook, it doesn't get published, it doesn't get all of that, because it doesn't always have to be that.
All right, thank you guys.
You guys were awesome.
Yeah, thank
Give everybody